Love is so beautiful. Time is what makes it ugly. But time after time and through every turn in this life, I could use some stability. We fly and we fall, but we don't fall apart. Break after break, each piece of my heart. Lovers have come and lovers have gone, but you still feel like right when the whole world feels wrong. They say history repeats itself, but a memory is for the shelf.
Hey y'all, hey y'all, hey y'all. Come on in the room. Come on in the room. Happy Sunday, everybody. And back by popular demand, we're here to talk Outlander, Blood of My Blood. Look, that's me speaking something into existence. I hope everyone is having an amazing day. Tyra, how are you? And are you ready to get into episode 3, Outlander, Blood of My Blood, where they was finger banging and doing wild stuff in the first opening scene?
We're not gonna count that dream sequence. I am great. And I am definitely ready. The show didn't disappoint. This episode delivered. I think the whole season gonna be cooking. And if I were you, I wouldn't miss out.
Absolutely. Be there or be square, I say. What's up, Anakin? Hey, chat. Hey, chat. Hey, Jazz. Good to see you, boo. Good to see you back, boo. Hope you are amazing and having a wonderful, relaxing Sunday. Anakin, not Vader. I'm hooked on this show now. Listen, it didn't take long, did it? It took 10 minutes. I was invested. And we're gonna get all into it. Rico, hey, what's going on? I hope you're having a great day. Hey, Hannah, good to see you. Good to see you. Bookworm, like that opening song, girl. Epidemic Sound, Bookworm, and I'm gonna put the link to the artist. I think it's King Sis. Adore her, and she's over there and is licensed, and I ain't got to worry about nobody or nothing. But without further ado, y'all, let's get over here. And let's get into the people of it all. This again was episode 3. I believe it was Moon School of the Moon, or something like that was the title of this episode. And I'ma just say this, young man, don't offer to talk me through nothing, because the way that Brian was like, tell me how to please you, and then said, hold on, is this okay? Are you ready now? Like, sir, madam, I don't know what the infatuation is with the tall grass, Tyra, and the getting Bucky naked out there. And I know it was all a dream. She used to read Word Up magazine, but it hit like the real thing. I said, what happened? I said, are we there yet? Like, we had one meeting, Tyra, and next thing I know, we're throwing up gang signs in her cooter. Tyra, talk to me overall thoughts of episode 3.
Ma'am, please.
That's what it gave.
Brian got one more time to ask me for consent, and I'm just gonna take off my drawers. I don't know what's going on. I was like, we just got here. Y'all don't even warm us up first. You don't even talk us through it. We just arrive here at open legs in the tall grass. It's like, oh my goodness. It's girl, the erotic novel of it all. I was like, I don't know what's over there in the OG Outlander, but I need to go see very soon, because what direction are you guys taking? It very much gives, drama. You're gonna get that war aspect, but somehow in the midst of all of this drama, this authentic looking time period, everything's just, oh my god, we get over there in erotica territory. Like, what are you trying to entice me? What are we doing here? What are we doing here? But beautiful episode. I'm enjoying where we're going. Just when I kind of thought we were like, okay, they're dialing it back a bit because they came in so strong. The expectations I had for Julia, I was like, oh, I didn't know he was gonna do that. I didn't know we were going to do that. So I'm always good when I can be surprised with something. And that very much so surprised me because we had an open discussion about what we thought was going to happen with Julia. And Julia said, no, I got this.
Yeah, she said, let me subvert all those expectations and give it to you real. Again, last week we were talking about Ellen, and I was talking about how, like, there's all this discussion around who she is, and she's her father's daughter, and she's so smart and intelligent. I'm glad in this episode we got there, and we kind of have an understanding. Although I really would have wanted to see the conversation and persuasion of it all, and not just the aftermath of, oh yeah, I had talked to Ned on the low, made sure there was, I would have liked to see that. But now I like that we're getting to see her again. I'm still loving our female leads here. I think they're doing an exceptional job in moving and not in a conventional way. It's not the typical damsel in distress. It's not, I'm going to sit here and take it. It's like, no, I'm gonna do what needs to get done. And the ladies did that. Aesthetically pleasing. Y'all know they have money over here. Love the dynamic between Colum and Dougal this episode. I think it speaks volumes to where we're going. And Tyra, the people was telling me that it's spicy. So hold on to your knickers because it gets even more. It gets even more. I'll just set it right there. But another great episode. I don't know if it was my favorite yet, but it was really strong. Like I can't even. It's like it's just good TV. It's good writing. It's good acting. It's all of the things. But let's get into it. Tyra, tell me how to please you. Tell me how to please you, and then finding out it was a dream. This lady's having wet dreams. What did you think of this in the moment? Were you like me and was like, okay, we're at another meeting? Usually they're going to give a filter on a dream. It's going to be hazy. It's going to be all of the things. I was shocked to find out this was a dream. I really thought Brian snuck his way back over to the lands and was getting it popping in the tall grass. What did you think of the opening shot? And did you think it was a dream? Were you shocked by that?
I didn't know what was going on. I said, oh, she's a bold one. We just left off that previous episode of her being promised to someone else. You're going to be over there with them grants. And what are you going to do about it? Because this is for the good of the family. Deal with it. Daddy's gone. I was like, oh, she's going to be a defier to the end. She couldn't wait 5 minutes and we already over here. Oh, this is going to go down here. I was like, oh, they're just chilling, laying on the grass. And they got all sensual. I was like, oh my goodness. Once we got to like, when he was kind of like, "Are you ready?" Like, so well, yeah. And I was like, "Is this real?" I was like, "This can't be real. This is a like super jump." Leaving off of the introduction to them, it seems like every single moment is going to be really calculated, really precious, and maybe sex is something that is going to be. You remember we was watching Underground, and they had been on the run for 55 years in a day. And when they finally had their moment, it was like we worked so much up to this, and he took Journey's let out of that tub. Yes, slavery, all of that. I feel like it's going to be something epic like that because we already have so many roadblocks as to why we can't be together, and I've been promised to this person. So I was like, this is very brazen to jump here. What does this mean for the show? And it was like, oh man, I can't even get none in my own dream. Girl, what? I was very surprised at where we were going and all that she was ready for. So I was happy it was a dream, but I was like, Brian, boy, I see you, Brian.
I mean, he went in real life. He went in the dreams. We need to see more of him. Next episode, I really want to see more of Brian because some events took place this episode that have me like, okay, Brian, what you gonna do? Because you can't let this ride. Also, are you a bad best friend? But we're gonna get into all of that because, baby, listen. Now, let's head on over here. Let me see. Am I on the... Okay, I am. Make sure I didn't skip one. Ellen finds out that she's been betrothed to Malcolm Grant, sold to the highest bidder, and she immediately has to go to Colum, because what's going on, and you should be thankful. Without this, without me, forget your privilege that you walk around with, and I'm limping over here. It is what it is. You're going to get this work. And immediately we see Ellen go into think mode, like, oh, damn it. All right, what am I going to have to do? Probably go cozy up to my brother Dougal. But Tyra, talk to me about this initial interaction with Colum, because he's giving very much, girl, it is what it is. We got to do what's best for the clan. The damn privilege died with Daddy. Any promises he made died with him. It's over for you, sister. Just be happy that you're having a safe place to land, your gowns, your trinkets, and all of your little toys and things that you do in the background. What did you think of this moment and her relationship with Colum? Because again, and we also find out more a little bit later, and I have slides for that, that this relationship was deep. They were the closest. Out of all of the kids of Red Jacob, she and Colum were the closest. What does this mean for their relationship?
Girl, is it bad that I do not feel bad for her? I do not. I just know the time period that we're in, and of all the men that we have yet to meet and some that we've met already, girl, you're getting away a little scot free over here with old Grant. It could just be so worse. Like a lot, and it's not to say that anything's good here. Nothing was good for women at this time, but we have to be realistic as far as what she's being offered and who she's being offered it from, what it could do for her and her family. I don't know. For some reason, this feels selfish. Everything feels selfish in a sense, especially when it's coming to the boys. But when we see the difference in treatment and like the privilege she's had all this time, it's like, is it really a lot to ask, to ask of you at this point? I'm just kind of stuck. It's very middle road with her. I do believe in a woman's right to choose, and I was promised this, and I would never. But even here, after she grand stood last episode, it's like, girl, you didn't think that fat meat was greasy. She got up out of her sleep, like, oh, I thought you wouldn't approve. What, girl, is all about town that you're gonna be over there with old Grant? What? Oh, I thought that's not realistic. That's not that. And I just would really love to see what was so different for her in the midst of maybe her other siblings. Why father put her up here and everybody else was just kind of like dust. But maybe she was just that great and that smart and everything. But oh, you just weren't a boy. I got that, but. I don't feel like we're asking a whole lot of her. I can see they was trying to sell her over there to that what the hell you call him?
Lord Forehead. Lord Forehead.
I can see them trying to put her over there with Lord Forehead, but the ramifications of what this could mean, just because. But I like this one better. But I'm attracted to him more. Girl, we could all go downhill. I don't know. But in Colum, like I feel for him as well. This doesn't seem like this is something that he would choose and something that he wants to do. I'm trying to do what's best for the greater good and put my foot down in the best way that I can. Yes, we do have this connection, but am I supposed to let that trump everything else that could fall out of place just so you can have your right to choose? And I see he's like trying to, be a hard ass about it, and that's understandable, but I really don't think he was left with, the best examples with how to move in this space once we get more into Daddy. And I'm just trying to keep us afloat because, baby, the ship is going down. Are we going to let it sink just so you could have a choice? And the fact that she would just so she could have a choice, it rings of her privilege to me.
It does. I will say this. It does. Because I thought the same thing. I wonder if it's completely aesthetic purposes. When we look at all of his other children, they're very dark haired. They don't really look like him. She came out like Merida, like he's Red Jacob. Like I wonder if because he says in the first episode, I believe, the day you were born was the best day of my life. And I'm like, is it because she came out looking like you, Red Jacob? Because we find out that Red Jacob was utter and complete hell, and we'll get into that. Definitely have slides for that. But I think she was just raised in such a way that she believes that, I really don't have to do this. I will say, I like that she's taking the onus to make a change behind the scenes and shift things rather than really beating a dead horse when it comes to Colum or Dougal for that matter. I think how she navigates it is smart. But I mean, Yeah, because other women didn't have that privilege. Her sisters didn't have that privilege. The other women in the village don't have that privilege. And it's like, but I like brazen women, right? So just because they ain't have it, why can't I? You know what I mean? But it does kind of feel like she's a revolutionary and a pioneer in this space. Now, we of course get into this conversation now because it is the laird ceremony, right? And we find out that there's another person in the race. His name is McKenzie, and they're out and about. Colum is in a precarious situation, as well as Dougal, because they're divided. A house divided against itself cannot stand, and everybody else sees that. And so this McKenzie fellow has thrown his hat into the race, and basically we have a conversation. Ellen kind of brings up to Colum the fact that I saved you. If it wasn't for me, you wouldn't even probably be here anymore. And he's like, yes, I know. But the realm, our family is in this precarious situation now because we have another person running. It's a chance that it won't even be us. And of course, we have a conversation with Ned later on, and we'll get into that. But what did you think about this? Because we do see a flashback to where she's the one who's really nursing Colum back to health. If you were Colum, would that change your mind? And what did you think of her bringing it back and kind of throwing it in his face?
Girl, it is changing my mind. That's the reason you ain't over there with Lord Forehead or somebody adjacent. Like, I am considering things. Like, I'm not just throwing you to the wolves. This is, I mean, he's allotted certain things because you did, nurse me back. But if it's like that much give and take, as far as kind of like you owe me this, what about when? Wouldn't he be able to do the same thing to her? Like, wouldn't the family be able to project that up on her? Like, there just shouldn't be an expectation for either. But I'm just trying to weigh those pros and cons. And then it's just an unnatural thing to continue to kind of bend to her will when that's just been her whole narrative her whole life. And even though that's, what she's accustomed to, we didn't get the tip of that stick from Daddy. We didn't get any of that. And I don't think she's, which is why I was surprised when we get to later in the, like, oh, you were here as a bystander, like you saw it. And that doesn't change anything for you as far as realizing your privilege with Daddy. I don't know. Cause I thought I was like, girl, you were right there. You were right there. You heard it. You saw it.
Watch
And if that should just be, the expectation of love. And, you're my sibling and I care for you when do you want a cookie? I don't know. Like, I'm just not, I'm just not, girl. Like, I appreciate their dynamic and I do feel like he considers her in that way. And that, but that's a bygone era. Those aren't things that I get to consider right now when I'm the man in the chair who has to make the decisions. And even when we're getting into the way that appearance makes a difference and who's going to vote for what does it say if I'm still allowing you to, you know, I don't want to look weak. I can't take
Yeah.
any more positions to look weak. I have to play every card. And if you are a member, you need to play with us. No, you want to still stand on what Daddy said. What Daddy said. Daddy came and went and bought. Oh, okay. If we go through that, then we won't have anything. And it's just like if it trades hands and it's no longer in the family and you get to go and frolic and just have your whatever with Lord Farquaad's bastard son, and then we're left with what? To be who? Just
Yeah.
F us? I don't know. I don't know. Mm-mm.
Basically, it's F all y'all because I want to live my life how I want to live my life.
And I love that for you, dog. I love that, beloved. Since you got your degree, you know everything. I love that for you, but it's just her wants and desires are not outweighing what it means for everybody else.
Yeah, that's very true. That's very true.
And then it's not like it's oh, this was a chance encounter. You've only seen like clearly this was like a love at first sight situation, but she hasn't even tried to consider. It's just like, well, I don't want to.
Mhm.
I don't know.
I'll say this: at least she's nice to the little Malcolm man whenever he comes in. She's very
Yeah,
kind and very. I'll smile in your face, but I'm never
I
gonna
don't
marry.
even like that. I don't even like that because baby, we gonna want some return on that one day. Like don't. But remember when you had? And I'm like, now you're gonna leave room for him to feel like you played in his face because you were
Mm.
the best suitor that any girl could hope. Girl, why are you lying?
Girl,
Say hi and bye and go up them steps. I don't
listen,
know.
she's trying to ingratiate. She's using her feminine wiles because y'all,
I just
everybody
I don't think
in
she's being
Scotland wants.
realistic. Regardless of how she's trying to move these chess pieces, and she is being very calculated. I'm glad that we get to see her intelligence in that way, even though we kind of heard it and we didn't see it. Eventually, it's unrealistic to think that you won't have to give up anything and everything's just going to work in your favor. Ma'am, it don't work that way.
She's like, that's not how life works.
No.
And like I said, apparently everybody want her. And I think that probably helps into her delusion as well. Because child, there must not be nobody else but Ellen. Because everybody, if she from across the room, I want her. Gotta have
Where's
her.
the
What you
wall?
need?
Or she's
What-
white.
Listen, what do you need? If you can get me Ellen, I can give you everything and whatever you need. And now this was so weird to me. So now we're heading back. We're back on the home front, the Frasers, right? And we have Brian and Murtagh, and I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go immediately. Murtagh is bent and beside himself, and Brian's like, "What are you talking about? What's going on? The love of my life, man. Like she's gone, gone, gone." JT, right? And Brian is like, "What are you? Who? Like, are you talking about Ellen?" He's like, yeah, that's the only woman I've ever talked about my whole life. You know what it is, bro. Brian's like, oh, yeah, she's betrothed to Malcolm Grant. It was made public. And we really don't get a ton from Brian on it because, first of all, you, Mr. Still Your Girl, because this is your best friend and you knew what it was and you didn't fell in love with Ellen behind this man's delusional back. And Murtagh is just fit to be tied because what I was going to do? That was the one I wanted my whole life. I was waiting for my chance to shoot my shot and I ain't got it. And now she's going to marry another. What am I going to do? I said, is he delusional? I said, he lives in a land of delusion. Now, he lives in a land of delusion and fairy tales. You ain't so much as breathed on this woman. And you was gonna win her in a contest. Oh, okay. A strength contest, a axe throwing contest. What was you gonna do, Murtagh? And who are you, sir? Like, to even get with Ellen at this point. And again, Brian's just sitting there because I can't really say too much because I kind of like just put my move in on your girl. Tyra, talk to me about Murtagh and the love of his life being betrothed and how Brian is going to navigate and handle it. Is he going to stay his friend after this? Because
Girl,
Brian
friend,
going to get Ellen.
friend. Are we going to be brothers after this? Like the way he ain't smelt Ellen, and he like, oh man. H down, dogs. What? You didn't even shoot your shot when you had the opportunity. Not that she was open, willing, waiting, and willing, but it wasn't as if it was just you or bust. There is a line. There's a drove of men all waiting to take her hand if they get the opportunity. And he's like, oh, I just can't eat, sleep, or breathe thinking about. I mean, Brian technically doesn't owe him anything, but also, Brian is already an outcast. Brian is already a bastard son. Brian already has, a deck of cards stacked against him. And this isn't one more thing we need. Like, I told you, them two being together is just going to leave a trail of doom in the wake of everything that happens. Nobody is weighing, what could possibly turn over or what we could lose. Like, are you prepared? Because the way I thought, I doubt it would be like, oh, well, okay, well, brother, the best man won, and if it's you, who better than my brother Brian? Hell no, he gonna hate us. I hate your stinking guts, Darla. Girl, he's gonna lose his little mind, and he gonna get it back in blood. And if it comes down to Daddy having to pick and choose who he's standing beside and why, he'll probably go over there with his son who isn't a bastard.
Oh,
I I think it's gonna get messy. I was hoping Brian would not so much say, but like even maybe consider, like, oh my God, I didn't even think about my brother. No, he was just like, oh, she's betrothed, but I thought so what does that mean for us? He was like, oh man, but I was feeling her on down there, on the bridge. I gotta get on. I was like, he didn't even think about his brother, not even a little bit. So this is just gonna get messy, and I want him to also consider his station. And everybody's just thinking with their other brain and not the logical one, especially back then, and what he could lose, all because I like the cut of Ellen's jib. All right.
Angels of Power 2003. Hey, I wasn't surprised about Murtagh because it was stated multiple times in season 1 of OG Outlander that he loved her that way. Mind you, Murtagh is also Jamie's godfather. Okay. Child, we don't know. I don't remember that far back. I don't. I don't remember anything about it. Murtagh said that's my cinnamon apple. I hate that Brian can't tell Murtagh that he and Ellen are in love. Murtagh is gonna feel so betrayed when he finds out. What it's so interesting to me though, because even Brian's like trying to recollect, like, who are you talking about? Like,
Yeah.
it makes me feel like Murtagh has several affections. Like, why? Like, you know what I mean? Because he didn't even think about it. This is your best friend who talks about someone all the time. It was like, huh?
The way he was talking, it's like he's never mentioned any other woman but Ellen. So how could you not know? But at the same token, if it was all of that, why were you not at least a little apprehensive when you guys met? And it's just like, oh, you're that Ellen. Let me go and go the other way because I don't need a problem. It's like, no, that's just the power of love, I guess.
I guess oh child, but easing on it down the road to magical elixirs and bringing the flowers down out of the attic. I said, "What? You doing what? Yeah, I see your flowers haven't come down. What
I
are
said,
you
what? What?
bringing the flowers down? Bringing the flowers down out of the attic?" But we get a lot of information in this one scene. We find out that the mistress, honey, of the house of the cleaning ladies is noticed that. Excuse me, Julia hasn't had her menstrual cycle, baby. The sheets ain't bloody, the clothes. What's going on with you? You must be pregnant. When I tell you she whips up a magical elixir on the spot to abort the mission, she says, hold on, I got something for you. Let me get a cocktail. Yeah, this will bring the flowers down out of the attic. Julia's like, what are you talking about? I don't know what you're talking about. Nothing's wrong. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. But we also, in this moment, find out that this is Brian's mama. This is the OG toss around from Lord Forehead. So I guess everybody in his service has been defiled by Lord Forehead, starting with Brian's mama. Tyra, had you ever heard of bringing the flowers down out of the attic? And what do you think of this dynamic and relationship, as it were?
I was like, let me put it in my group chat. So what you gonna do is, I was like, what? But the way she's been paying close attention, and we should have known with how she knew exactly what to do, not to do. Let me save another girl for what I had to endure. Julia is being extremely stubborn, and I understand why. I'm kind of getting lost as far as the concepts of time and how long. I think she mentioned it, and I probably forgot how long they've been here. Do you know how long they've been here?
Oh, I know it's had to have been at least a month or two, right? For her to notice. I don't know. I didn't catch it. I don't have it anywhere in my notes either. Drop it in the chat if we missed it, guys. How long has
I
Julia
think it's
been here?
been at least 2 to 3 months or something like
Mhm.
that. Regardless, though, just from the initial conversation, she is in the earlier stages of pregnancy to where we could still bring the flowers down in the first place. Um, the fact that she didn't even consider it, like, is it wrong that I wanted her to bring the flowers down?
Yes.
It
Yes.
is.
Yes. Yes. Because of course Brian's mama is like, it's not gonna be a safe place for baby. It's not his.
Not.
It's not, you're gonna be working. Who's gonna have time to take care of this baby? The baby's not making no money for the house. Like, it's a liability. This is gonna be the best thing. And she's like, no, not my child. I'm a married woman.
I want her to bring them flowers. Okay, I want her to bring them flowers down. We don't know what tomorrow's going to bring. We don't know when you're going to link back up with your husband. And we see how tormented she is. Of course, she has those letters in the hopes of what to come to keep her afloat. But all the things that could transpire just because Lord Forehead might think, that this is like, are you thinking about afterwards?
Yeah.
Or how long this could go on? You could stay there for years. I oh, I just don't want to bring the flowers down.
Madam.
I thought she was gonna consider it, or like kind of be stubborn, and then later on in the episode go, I can't. Even with, I know we'll get there later, but what that could mean for you and your husband, like you did what
Girl,
for
she did
how
what happened.
long? Like how
Listen,
long? How comfortable? Like you given this man like complete access because we were all prepared for him to have to take
take
her
it.
down through there. But you given that willingly. So what does that mean for your dynamic, for your station, for the baby? Like you see where Brian's mama is. This didn't elevate her in any way. At best, of course, he's seemingly, kept Brian at a certain extent, a certain level. He didn't cast him off. He's being, well taken care of from what we can see. But first of all, Brian we're way, removed from that. Brian's grown as hell. Who's to say how this is going to look down the line for your baby? What relationship does she get to have with Brian? It doesn't seem like much. It seems like she's still been relegated to help. This is you, watching whomever raise your son. Like, have you thought about those things? Girl, it would have been easy to bring the flowers down. We can
No.
always get pregnant again. We can always.
Tyra.
Bring the flowers down. I was like, girl, if you don't take that special elixir, it's just, I just feel like the ramifications are going to be way more than what they could have been with, well, baby, this is where I was. This is what was going on. I didn't know when I was going to see you, so I had to do X, Y, and Z. It's okay. I'm just glad you're here, sound mind and body, versus you could potentially have a baby who does not know you, who's not allowed to have access to you. Like, girl, I don't know. Bring the
Listen,
flowers down.
she hedging her bets, and I'm glad she didn't. But I can really tell from her character that she is the type that's going to go scorched earth every single time. When she was like, "Yeah, so sorry about this. I know you're never going to get the letter because I'm burning it up, but I'm going to do whatever I have to do to save this baby." And I do think she took into consideration that Brian is well cared for, seemingly so, right? And that he does have, if not a casual relationship, some sort of relationship with his mother. He's safe. And I honestly just think she's literally looking at the well-being of the child, and like, this is going to be the only tool that I have is my cooter at this point. In this house, the only way I have to exert power is to put that cat on him some kind of way that's going to make him, think that this child is his ultimately. And we'll get to that. I got all his life.
But, baby, we've seen the women down at the castle, okay? Julia is not your average looking servant running around. Who's to say he won't try to pull you up, pull you closer, tie you in, actually bride you? Who knows? We don't know where this could take us. It could go either way. Are you prepared to be Lord Forehead's main squeeze, all purpose, all the time?
Yeah.
And this is just Brian. You mean to tell me, out of all the servants that have been here, in the way that she knows, if you keep your head down, be a couch in his presence, because he is just that sinister, that he hasn't had children with anybody else? We're the rest of the bastard children. We're the ones who said, "Yeah, you better go and bring them." I don't want any. Like, who's to say? It's just Brian. The way he landed low and sprayed wide, waiting, seething in the corner, all about Julia salivating at the mouth for when he pounces. He had one child, one bastard child. I don't believe it.
He has a bevy of them tucked away somewhere. Lord, I don't know, girl. Lord, where are the kids? That's the question. Where are the kids? Ernest says Claire from the main show got it from her mama, because this is exactly something she would do. Yeah, it was wild style. It's an approach, and we'll get to it. Back to the home front, back to the MacKenzie clan. Dougal has a plan as well. Again, girl, you a commodity. When that man said, "Listen," after the rap battle, because I was Friday years old when I found out they were doing ciphers around a campfire.
Girl, I said, what?
I said, it's a rap battle. What are we doing? What are you doing? They was talking about each other's, like, I was like, oh, this is a bona fide street beef. What?
I said, what in the B rabbit is going on here? What, y'all in the 8 Mile? Is the cipher? What the hell is going on?
I'm just saying, it was wild style. I said, okay, so after the rap battle, one of Stuart's men comes over and is like, "Dougal, I like your sister. That Ellen, she's fine. I want her." Dougal says, "Listen, plans can change. You know what I mean? You come to my side, I can break that thing off." Meanwhile, he meets with Ellen and assures her that if I become laird, you won't have to do anything. What is Dougal on, Tyra? And what did you think? What did you think about the rap battle? And what do you think about Ellen and her approach to Dougal? It seems like he's the last person she wants to go to.
Girl, the rap battle sent me. I said, what the hell is going on around the campfire? I said, what? I read that back 3 times, and they're like, they were every bit of, oh shit.
What?
All we needed somebody to do was go bars in the back. Just like, yeah, oh, he's spitting, it's fire. Really? I'm glad y'all getting y'all life. Okay. Um, Child, Dougal's trying to make a play. That's why I'm glad she knows. Because at first I thought she was gonna try to. Well, cause you like, please don't think that any of these brothers, in your sense of what you want, they're trying to work for the betterment of your favor, ma'am. We trying to use you in the exact same way. It's very equal playing field. Like she's a bidding token. Like, okay, well, it's just that, and it's disgraceful to see a woman being used in this way. But this is where we are. This is the time period that we are in. I more so appreciated how she was trying to maneuver here, and it wasn't her kind of being oblivious to Dougal maybe doing that. Oh, well, you said that if you win, that I get the choice, and I was like, yeah, I don't believe you either. You're lying to me. At least the other brother was honest about his intentions. This is just what this is, and I did appreciate the conversation of her checking him, like, can you please stop acting like you went all outside, all loud about my honor. That was not that. You stay looking for a fight. You just say the word, and you're ready to go there because you hate that family. I like this though. In the end, we got exactly what we wanted with the situation, but I'm glad that she's not just sitting around letting things happen to her.
Same. I like that she's making her own moves and not in the way, that she can't, but in ways that she can. Who else can I talk to? What can I read him? Like, cause I think in that moment she knew Dougal was lying. She knew
Yeah.
if Colum gonna sell you, baby, Dougal gonna sell me too. So
Okay.
now what are my options and what I can do? And just to kind of further cement it, we'll get to that in a minute. But back over here at the Fraser house, honey, we find out that she's been betrothed because Murtagh has to tell Lord Forehead what's going on. And Lord Forehead, well, we just got to, while he's on the toilet, we just got to ruin her then. We just got to ruin her reputation because the Grants are my allies. And I will not have anything to do with that phrase with the MacKenzie family. We got to ruin her. What? Ruin her? Yeah, yeah. Whatever we got to say, whatever we got to put out there, we're just going to ruin her reputation. That way, this wedding, won't go off without a hitch. Now, my thing is with it, Ellen wants it ruined, but Ellen doesn't want her reputation ruined, I'm sure. Or does she care? Tyra, what do you think?
Uh, I don't think Ellen would care about anything. I think she would want that, like, oh yeah, ruin it so I can run off with Brian. So that way nobody wants me. And that's what I was talking about when we were making promises that we can't keep over there with Dougal. What happens when these men come calling for what was promised to them? What happens then? But here, I just wanted to see exactly what's going to happen and who's going to do the ruining with what. Because you have these two men here who absolutely love her dirty draws. I don't think they're in a hurry to ruin anything. So are they going to actually follow through with it?
What if Brian is the tool?
Uh,
Because we already, let me take her down through there in the woods. Let me take her down through there in the woods. I love her anyway. Now the thing is, he won't want him to marry her, but she'd be ruined nonetheless. I'll be the sacrificial lamb. Put me in the game, coach.
but he's so, wholesome in that way. Like, child, even in the damn dream sequence, he's asking for permission. Are you sure? Are you ready?
Are you
No
ready?
man in this day and age is asking a woman what she wants, what she's ready for, and asking for consent. If he's doing that in the fantasy, child, come on now. Um, I don't think he's capable of it. He might try to follow through because my dad said X, Y, and Z, but I just don't see Brian going there. I don't see it.
Yeah. Yes, Jacqueline. Lord Forehead. I think that's that was the thing, right? Back then, a woman of marrying age from, the right family, the one thing that can ruin her, even if we think about the Gilded Age, the one thing that can ruin a woman is the loss of her virtue, of her purity, of that box outside of marriage and even inside of marriage, because you're also ruined if you're divorced, right? So, absolutely, that's the ruination of any woman in those days. I'm not sure what else they could really
Might
pose.
do it. The other brother might do it. He might go there. I think that's gonna be the eye opener when he goes around try to ruin Ellen and like, what's the use now? She's already over there with Grants or whatever. yeah, she's not going to be mine. So let me just say whatever. And I think Brian's going to be, oh, she's nothing of so she's a pure lady. Well, how do you know? Where were you to know that? How do you know? And then I think he'll probably try to follow through before Brian would.
We'll see. We'll see. Yeah, those are questions that need answers. But yeah, it's definitely going to be around her coot nanny. That's always the ruination, and that's all Lord Forehead thinks about anyway. Clearly, is people's vaginas. Over here we have Ned and McKenzie on the right here, and again, he just has to seal the point home and let Ellen and the brothers know, if we don't make a determination on this, whenever a new laird is installed and we're switching power dynamic, they're going to eliminate the family. They're going to get rid of them one way or other. He kept it cute and he didn't say they're going to unalive you, but that was my take. Like, yeah, they're never heard from again. They're never seen again. So again, if we can't come to a resolution and present a united front, it's over for y'all. And we meet McKenzie out here doing strength exercises, smiling in everybody's face, even the ladies' faces, but looking a mess. I don't like McKenzie. I didn't like the cut of his jib, Tyra. What did you think of Ned's message, and what do you think of McKenzie?
I think McKenzie means to ruin everything in his way. Like McKenzie, I think, and McKenzie is in this too little you outfit here, ain't it? With the facial hair.
Photo back from the Shire. That's what he's looking like.
Yeah, I think McKenzie low key loathes this entire family, and he wants nothing more than to see them fall. And if he can aid in that, I think he's going to go for it. I think he's a large enemy of the state, and we should be concerned.
She said should be concerned.
We should be concerned. I think him and Lord Forehead, they might join up. Who knows? This is not going to be good, though. They have plenty of enemies.
Absolutely. But I mean, I appreciate Ned coming through and just letting them know and reinforcing the seriousness of the situation. And, getting things to shake a little bit. As we're over here, this is where we get the flashback, a School of the Moon. And we find out the School of the Moon was really a test in valor, but it was also a raiding party. And so this was a test for both Dougal and Colum. Now, this kind of changed, I guess, the narrative in my mind around what had happened to Colum. I had assumed he was born with like a malady. I didn't know that this was an injury, honey, that was made worse when he fell down the stairs chasing after his damn daddy. Because what are you doing? But basically they go out on a raid, and the mission was to go raid a neighboring village. And Dougal, while they're in the raid, decides he wants to get some more spoils. Like, let's do it. Well, when he cuts off and does whatever he's going to do, Colum falls off the horse, or gets bucked, something like that. And they have to run back home. First thing on Red Jacob's mind is, okay, well, did y'all get the job done? Did y'all go and get what you wanted? No. And he's slapping him around like, well, what's wrong with you, sir? I'm injured, permanently injured. I don't give a damn. Why'd y'all come back? And you're here too? Why are y'all both here? Nobody finished the job, And so then we see Colum, and he's convalescing, and it's taking a while. You've been in this bed for 2 weeks. Are you done? Well, Dad, the doctor said I need a little bit more time. I don't give a damn. Y'all are useless. You're useless. Your brother's useless. He pulls out the whips and chains with Dougal. And finally just says, I give up on both of y'all. Y'all are both dumb and stupid and dumb as boxes of rocks. I'm sorry I ever had you. What good are you? You're no men of mine. I could beat you all day and you would still never learn the lesson. Colum goes and chases after his daddy. Ellen's like, girl, Colum, just stay in the bed. Stay in the bed. Pa, da, or whatever they call him, da, and proceeds to fall down the stairs and bust his head. And those aren't regular stairs, y'all. These are rock stone stairs. I said, this is ridiculous and a failed mission. And I think it's just kind of asserting Red Jacob's like really, really ghastly nature. As it relates to them boys, there was no mercy. No mercy. It was Cobra Kai. No mercy. And I really like how we're seeing the difference in how he treated an Ellen versus how he treated these boys. I dare to say he made these boys the way that they are, the way that they have this internal competition, this battle, this, need for identity and praise and all of these things. I think he embedded it in them because he put them in competition since the day they were born. Colum eventually says it's Dougal's fault. I'm in this bed because of Dougal. And Dougal basically says, what do you want me to do about it? If I would have made it, wouldn't it have been great? Like, if it would have been amazing, right? Talk to me about School of the Moon, this activity, and then also Red Jacob and, the boys.
Girl, that is awful. He's awful. This just makes me look at Ellen sideways even more. The way that she could, there is no way this man would be on any pedestal for me while I would still be running around in his death going, oh, but
Duh.
Duh said, no, Duh is a piece of work. This is awful. I was like, oh my goodness, did you ever like them? Like, who's their mother? Why are you so perplexed, sir? It was so sinister. It's like he didn't even look at them as children or people. It was giving hoes off the street.
Mhm.
And it just rolled up. No, these are your birth sons, and this is the way we tackle trying to make them better men, make them smart, make them prep for war, and get School of the Moon. The way he showed no compassion, not
No.
even an ounce, in such a dire situation. Oh, baby, that means you've just been terrible. Like you've never shown them too much of
Right.
kindness. They've always been a disappointment to you. Like it's not like there's some elder. Like these are still like virile young men, so they've been a disappointment to you since birth
Their whole life,
because
clearly.
they didn't measure up to whatever your standard is. Like and then he did this, which is why I'm glad we got what we got, towards the end. But you pit them against each other to have this sibling rivalry. And I'm so glad that they somehow have been able to come from underneath that and be better for it. There's still love there. They still managed to get there because if they were just following the son and his abuse, it just would have been like, oh, okay, well, I hate all things walking. You're my sworn enemy. This was sad. And the way that he treated them and how they both kept vying for his affections, and she's just there, kind of soaking it all up, and there to kind of lick the wounds. Well, or kind of, well, Dad, he always no. And then she takes it and goes, even with that conversation with Dougal, and go, well, yeah, Dad never said, he didn't think that you were fit to lead either. I mean, girl, don't be using that against me. I don't know, Ellen getting some cards on her side now. Now look, don't piss me off. It's just very easy to be sympathetic towards the two. So even when we're seeing situations where she's having that exchange, like you owe me, I always, we've always been close. I took care of you. You're the reason. Girl, did you see? You saw what happened to
You
me.
saw me fall down them
See,
stairs.
between the brother, between me rolling down the cobblestone heavy ass steps. Well, I said, if you don't lay down, girl, he made me mad hobbling through them hallways. I said, if you don't sit your ass down, because I thought that he was born that way. I was like, oh. So to find out that he wasn't, and it was just like, how long you gonna be in the bed? I was like, as long as I need to be, Di. Duh, Di. I'm hurt. I'm hurt. And he just didn't care. So that leads us to believe that it was never there. If it was that dire, for the minimal things, the grander things, Dad was just never that towards them. They were
Yeah.
just built to work and kind of be spawns of whatever he could mold, but I couldn't shape your emoji into any damn thing. Both of you are useless
Nothing.
disappointment. So yeah, it's just that. But for whatever reason, oh Ellen, I don't know. She must have got a different mama. I don't know. Something's not adding up. Something is not adding up. She does not look like the rest of them. I don't know. Somebody is lying because you cannot tell me she's just that much more intelligent and intuitive. And oh, if you were just a son, I would. It can't be that. It has to be something else.
I think it's probably going to be related to her parentage. Like, I think it's probably the mama because she is the oldest, right? She's the oldest of everyone outside in the family, period. So she was probably his first. She was probably from a woman he loved.
Mhm.
I mean, I'm reading into the text, honey, because we don't know any of that yet. But I mean, it's got to be something because she looks different from her brothers and sisters, and it was just such a disparity. My thing is, and I question, like, when you're being favorited, especially by a parent, do you see that parent righteously? Like, do you see that parent for who they are or for how they treat you? Because she watched him abuse those boys. Like, she literally watched him beat Colum. She was peeking in the rafters, and I'm like, and this is still your homie. Like, this is still your man. Like, this is your dad that you love down bad. Um, And it's like, at what point, even though you're being favored, do you say that's wrong? I can't respect you for how you treated my siblings.
Clearly never. She said, "Oh, Da hasn't been dead in the ground, such and such, and you're already." Girl, F that man. We were low key waiting on him to go.
Wow. Yeah.
I was been waiting on this one to go.
She's like, I don't care how good he treated me. But again, he's giving you autonomy. He's giving you freedom. You don't have to be bound by the rules. You can rule. You can, run free, carte blanche, without any expectation on you. Like, that had to be a great privilege, especially for a woman in those days. Let's get over here, though. A compromise, and finally the laird ceremony. Now, this shocked me, honey. If I can be honest with y'all, I was so amazed when I saw Colum stand up there and say, listen, I'm going to be the laird in times of peace, but my brother Dougal, I want him to be laird in times of war. He will be the wartime chieftain. And Dougal to get down on his knees and kiss his sword and say, brother, you'll be my laird, and in times of war, I'll be your laird. This was a beautiful moment, honey. A compromise that came out of nowhere. I was gobsmacked. I was shocked. I was in awe. Tyra, what do you think of the compromise, and will it be long lasting? Because of course we find out, Ned goes up there. Well, there's precedence for this. This has been done before and it works. Two brothers ruling, one in times of peace and one in times of war. And everyone bends to the knee and swears fealty.
I love this compromise. I thought it was smart. We said last live that the best thing that they could do is join forces. And I didn't know that there would be an avenue for them to do that. I thought that they were going to be at war with each other and who was going to be lair and resentment for whoever, got it. And, I think we said we thought that that Dougal would get it just based off appearances alone. This is a great compromise, but that's just all it is right now. It's a compromise. Both of them are like, have this heightened sensitivity due to their upbringing, and it's not going to take much for somebody to get in their ear and throw them off. It's not going to take much. Like, I can already see Dougal. Oh, you can't do it without your brother, and you have to. You're gonna make a dumb decision. Like, it's not going to take much. Or even Dougal, like, he needs his brother. Nah, nah, nah. Everything's bravado. Everything's male masculinity. I don't know how long this is going to last. I'm hoping that they do well and they exceed expectation of like, you guys are really making this happening, because the men bow in here, they pledge, and it's all pretty in here. But you can't tell me, even with all of them, I don't know what you said his name was, I forgot. But he's not. Yeah, he's not the only one with beef for some plex. Those what did he? I think he asked him to like battle in arms, like get on out there. Like, you gonna ask Colum to get out there and get out with you, sir? Are you crazy? Like, really? But it was nice, he admitted his faults and where he was vulnerable and weak. I would love to blank, but I just can't. My legs wouldn't do that anymore. But what I can be is this, and my brother can be that. We have something to offer as a unit. I would have loved to see where Ellen played. It was smart for her to allow Ned to introduce it, because if it's coming from me, you guys aren't going to listen. So let me go that route. But I would have liked to see it. We'll see how long this lasts. I don't have much faith in it, though.
An uneasy peace, and probably temporary, unless Ellen stays around, or Ned, who's sworn to the family to keep things going. But yeah, all Ellen's idea. And the thing about it is, it again, we've been talking about how, she's so smart and she's the one who should have been laird. If she had had a dingling, she would have been the laird. But now this really smart idea, we don't even get to see the process by which she came up with it, how it was presented, how she did any of it behind the scenes. We just see her watching and the sister saying, "This was you? Oh yeah, this was you? Okay, good job." And then what does that mean? Do you think that this gets you off the hook? Because like you said, McKinney's going to be your forever antagonist. You already have Lord Forehead. He's automatically your enemy. And when you don't go through with this marriage to Malcolm Grant, you're going to have the Grants against you. So far, these are some of the most powerful clans and families that are around you. And at this point they're all enemies. Would you have liked to see that process for Ellen, how she got to this? And I don't know. It feels like to me it got left on the cutting room floor, and I'm really curious as to why.
Absolutely. If they want to put so much stock in how brilliant she is, and all you're missing is that penis girl, and you could have had it, and even how she's trying to advocate for herself, but I will be more useful to you here. I can X, Y, and Z. We need to see those things as an audience. They don't have to, take up an entire episode, but we need to know and see and go like, oh, okay, I see what we're talking about so far. And then it's a smart, decision and a compromise for right now. But it's like if she's so bright, she would probably be considering the ramifications of everything else that are going to unfold. Like your problem isn't solved.
Yeah, this is just the
Because the
beginning.
ultimate thing for you, it's not because she's not thinking of their standing, their station. She's not thinking of that. Just like
Mhm.
I'm thinking about me and what I don't want to do, who I don't want to marry, because I was promised X, Y, and Z from Da. And this is for me to, girl, that thing with Brian or with whomever, that's still light years away right now. This doesn't give you any more easier access to the autonomy you want over your life. So it's like, are you prepared to go the distance for whatever else? And if it was that, don't entertain any of these men, not even a little bit. All it takes, in this time period, child, it don't take much. Like, oh, we shared a gauntlet of water. I kissed her hand, and even didn't he say like she was wearing a gift that he
Mhm.
said like she ran it like, oh, you must have let a girl go. All right, all right, ma'am. Don't send anything. So at least when things take place, well, I never promised anything. That was all my brothers. I didn't like. No, it's like, oh, a girl couldn't ask for it. Girl, who told you to say that?
Girl.
Who told you to say that, ma'am? And that's before any other suitor tries to come at her, because who knows who she was promised to at this point. She's
Girl.
just a targeting chip. I don't know. I want to know if she's prepared to go as far, all about Brian, who she's met once.
Yeah, it would have been nice to honestly see her really like her machinations around like what's going to happen now, like what's next. And when she offers her services like to barter and trade and like, yeah, I can help with the trade, like, girl, who are you? What do you mean? We haven't seen any of that. Like, I would have loved if we got a cute flashback of her maybe advising her dad, I can be your advisor. Girl, who you
Yeah,
going to
that's
advise?
what I'm saying. Like she knows that no women are in those type of positions, so it gives like this air of her being delusional to it. Because I don't even think at this point it's about me getting with Brian. That's just that because I like him, but I don't think she wants to be promised to anybody. I don't think she wants to marry anybody right now. She just wants to have a station in a position that is just not available to her in this day and age. And even if it was, who's going to take you see? Like, girl, are you? Is the privilege in the room with us, ma'am? Please.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's it. That's all they showed was her asking Ned to look into it. That's it. That's it. We didn't get to sit down and see her ideate or go through the process. Okay, how are we going to present this? Like what? None of that. But I mean, maybe they have the rest of the season, to get into Ellen and her mind, this great mind that she has. Because we have to assume she's 10 steps ahead of the game. Now, easing on over here, Ned and Henry at the Hoe House. We hadn't seen Henry all season. Nice to see you, Mr. Beecham, and looking much better in this picture to me. He looks better than I saw him the first couple episodes. But now we're over here, and because Ned frequents the Hoe House. And there are Black Scots. Now, I don't know if y'all are in these TikTok streets, but it's a whole thing now with the Black Scottish people. They're all over. We've just found that there are blacks in Scotland. We didn't just find out. I'm being funny. But the world seemingly has just found out, and it's a whole thing. And it was nice. We got to see a black madam in Scotland. I don't know if she was Jamaican or she still had her homeland native accent, but it was cool to see her. And she's the one that Henry is going to need to help find Julia. Ned says she can find any woman in the area. She knows. And Henry's given her description out of breath. She's fair, she's pale with blue eyes and hair like the moon at night, and her eyes have moonbeams and they gleam. And I was like, sir, please. The face that could launch 1,000 ships and all of that. We don't need you to be poetical. I need you to hurry up and get out this description. so this black lady can help you find the love of your life. And so, I will find her. And when I do, it's going to be, and he says, whatever amount you need, whatever you want, I'll pay anything. He leaves expeditiously. He's not staying in the whole house. Ned, on the other hand, she says, your usual. He said, yeah, yeah, bring the hose. Ned, what kind of proclivities do you have, sir? Like, I'm very curious about Ned and his liaisons, because he was like, yeah, bring him in the room. I want to know what's being done to Ned, or what Ned is doing to someone in these rooms. But what do you think about this interaction of the Black Madam and Henry's quest for finding Julia, and Ned's debauchery? What do you think?
Girl, after last episode, and Ned was like, "Yeah, I saw you out there. It didn't tickle your fancy. I think I know what you like." I didn't know where we were going with that. I thought we was going homosexual. Then when we got here, I was like, "Oh, it's the blacks." Like I know a tickle. You're a little Negro. Yeah. It's like, oh no, we're just here to give a description. I didn't know. I thought he went over there to tickle his fancy with a little, That's why. Child, him in this description, I was like, sir, you in this damn it chapter ass description, January ambers, my heart beats there too, your hair is winter fire. Sir, she knows when you see a woman and you ask her what is a motor vehicle, if she can give you a description, that's Julia. Boy, if you don't give us some actual factual. It was so general to me. I was like, what? He just gave like, oh, she's the fairest, like she's beautiful. What are we supposed to do with that information? I need you to know that she is a modern woman. Bring up certain things that only Julia would know about. What are we going to do with that? But hey, we shall see. We shall see. The lady even tried to give, a woman like that, she won't stay hidden for long. She's going to be popping out. We're going to note. Really? So y'all saying ain't no bad bees all down up in Scotland is what you're saying. That's what you're really saying. It's all real drab here. So if she looks decent, like Ellen, we're going to find her. All right, that's cool. That's cool. But I wanted him to be more detailed. Child, Ned, baby Ned is in there. It's giving a Lestat party. He's in there having his way, having a good time. I feel like there's whips involved. Yeah, I feel like Ned is having a good old time with all sorts of women. All sorts.
That's seemingly, because he noticed how well. She said, "You're normal, you're regular." Okay. Bariatric beauty VSG. Hey, girl. Hey. Claire diagnosed him in season 1 with a geriatric brittle bone disease, so his legs end P-bowed like that because of badly healed fractures throughout his life. Yeah, and falling down them steps. That had to exacerbate the situation and make it far worse than it would have been normally, because you ain't let them bones set. They ain't get to heal. Yeah, we was up trying to chase down the way. But over here, letters and promises, honey. She done wrote her last letter. She got letters, paper and pencils hidden up in the ceiling. And she's writing all of these letters to Henry because, we're going to keep that practice, that ritual, because that's what we've done since the time that we, met online. And so she's writing it and basically saying, they done found out I'm pregnant. The lady done knows. I'm going to do whatever to secure this baby and make sure this baby lives and can go back and be with their sister Claire. And I said, okay. Next thing I know, she's knocking on Lord Forehead's dad. He said, my little English rose. My little English rose.
Please.
That's what. Come in here. The bed's fine. Come in, my little English. You reminded me of a leprechaun. Now, y'all sat up and made me watch all those movies, and that's exactly what Lord Forehead reminded me of in the moment. But we know what the deal is. I'm gonna have sex with this man as often as I can to make sure he believes this unborn child is his. That way, my baby will be protected. I'm gonna use what I got to get what I need. Tyra, what do you think about this dirty little secret, and how is it going to work out? And she did burn all the letters, because what's the point? She can't mail them.
That was my last hope, banking on it. I was like, somebody is going to maybe find those letters They, that's been their tie-in. Those letters are maybe going to get to Henry, and then like, no, she done burnt them up. Girl, this was the best decision. We could have just made the flowers come on down. I just, it's the pros are not going to outweigh the cons for me, ma'am. I could see if she was really like, and we wouldn't even be having this conversation if she was that far along when she arrived here. We are still very much in the early stages, ma'am. If you don't drink that damn potion, I, I just can't, girl. She went in there and them cheeks was out. I said, girl, and he was like, ew, hunchback, please, weirdo. I just can't. And it's like, why would you be comfortable with this? Like, this was not a good decision for me. This was just not like, why would we subject ourselves to this? Because it's one thing. She went in here like, yeah, we're gonna have this one encounter, maybe two, and then he's gonna think, yeah, who's to say it's gonna stop at that? You willingly giving him access to your body. It's one thing when he thought it was gonna be a tussle. Like, oh no, oh you want me? Oh girl, say less. How often are you gonna have to do this, Julia? For
Girl,
how
every
long?
night. Every night. You know how
For
it's
how
gonna be.
I just don't get it. Girl, make the drink that. Y'all can meet up like we just don't know. If we knew how this ram worked and how she could get back and get to the Stonehenge and her and Henry could go, that would be different. If it was like all I need to do, because she's trying. She was like, there's even we have her going through her little diary of Anne Frank moments where she's, oh my god, I just can't. What am I supposed to do? Where am I supposed to go? Even if I did escape, which way? Like, would I be, at a worse fate somewhere else?
Yeah.
She's alone. Whatever privilege that you had, that husband you had, we can't consider those things right now. We have to do what's best for Julia right now, and this was not it. It's not.
I mean, it was a choice. And I do think about, okay, if I'm in this situation, what would I do? I would want my baby. I
I was
really would. I wouldn't bring the flowers down out the attic, Tyra.
flowers in the attic.
I would do whatever I thought was in my power to make sure, me and baby survive. But this begs a good question, right? This really does. And yes, Jacqueline, when you think about OG Outlander, this brings up a lot of very, really gross questions because now Claire's mom is having sex with Jamie's grandfather. Claire and Jamie are, freaks in the sheets together. So it gives like a whole other nuanced approach. But yes, this is a question. What happens if she does find Henry and now Lord Forehead believes this is his child? How
Yeah,
are you going to take this
100%.
Lord with lands and power and all of these things and
Yeah,
abscond with who he thinks is his baby? That's
yeah.
going to be now that's the
And
rub.
that's just
I don't think
that.
she
We
thought
don't
that.
know. And it's like in the way that those letters flow, that's what I said in the beginning. Like, who's to say how long you're going to be here? Who's to say the relationship? Brian and his mother are not giving, it's giving very much, y'all know that this is just a heavy handy representation for slavery.
Oh,
We
yeah.
didn't, we didn't have access once we moved up and we were in the big house.
Hmm.
You didn't have access. You were out there, you were working the fields, you were a labor, and that was it. You did not have access in a way that your typical mother would to their children. You were just a bystander. You think you're going to be treated any differently? And if you are treated differently and you're held to a higher standard to where he wants to keep you close and you are able to play mother, that means you are close to Lord Forehead in them sheets every night,
Every
girl.
night.
Do you
Every
want
night.
to, do you want to do that?
He's
And then we're just
insatiable.
supposed to, okay, all of this just so, girl, please. And we don't even know what, we just don't know. It's just too much unknown. And it's always, well, we have to keep this because eventually you're gonna reunite with your sister. Yeah, it's not gonna be too cute to reunite with my sister when I'm 27 and we
Yeah.
still been here. I don't know.
I don't know. Well, and again, y'all, we're not going to equate it to, of course, chattel slavery that happened in the transatlantic slave trade. However, it very much is indentured servitude slavery over here with her. And if we're thinking about underground, Steen carried on a 20-year relationship with that man she didn't want to be smashing to protect her children at the end of the day. We all saw how that ended up. Nobody was safe. Nobody was protected. Everybody got that work. So I mean, if we're gonna use that as a reference, that's kind of scary to think about. I'm sleeping with Lord Forehead and don't have no protections, no rights, no anything.
Just a sick individual. And where you could maybe you were trying to leave and I can try to run it. Oh no, once he's already giving master. Once you have that, he's gonna let you leave with his baby. You property because you're property. Okay. Should have drunk
Yeah.
some goddamn potions and made them roses come down.
But we don't know though, Tyra. He could fall in love. I'm gonna put it down. You gonna fall in love. Maybe she'll give him something so deep it's gonna make him forget. But he's insatiable and he's what is it? A lecherous person. So I don't know. Lord Forehead just seems
And
like
she's having a boy, right? Is it a boy? Do we
I
know the
don't know.
gender?
I
Because
don't
I would
know.
want no daughter around this thing.
I don't know. It's probably a girl though. Knowing the author and all that, it's probably going to be a girl. But we shall see. And then Brian's going to think it's his little. And then Brian, I don't know. Just it's a lot. This is a lot with the bloodline and all of the things. But y'all, that was the episode. But I want to know which move shocked you most, Tyra? Was it Ellen's behind the scenes maneuvers, or was it Julia submitting her body to Lord Forehead?
It's definitely Julia. It wasn't even once we got there, it was her rejecting the I'm not pregnant, I'm not with child. And you really? So we really going down this hill. Ma'am, I knew it was over when she said I thought she was gonna be like, oh my god, I didn't know that you had such things here. Girl, keep it here. Let me go on down that. No, you rejected it and went over there and showed Lord Forehead those cheeks. I refuse. No. Ugh.
Yeah, I think, uh, yeah, Jacqueline, she's going to continue to smash. She's not going to have any choice at this point. She's offered the invitation. I mean, I like it better than him graping her. Absolutely, I don't want to see a grape another one with this franchise. But is that going to be your man? Like, are you going to think that's your man, your man, your man? Are you going to be wearing the dresses and gowns? Is he going to lift you up? Is that going to make the mistress mad? Because she knows your thesis. It's only going to be one word from her. And like, no, sis was already pregnant, Lord Forehead. Now, what this is going to look like, I don't know, because I still don't know the mistress as far as her dynamic in the house. It did seem like she was trying to protect Julia initially, but I don't know where we go after that. Maybe she's trying to make him fall in love, so she tore up the letter so there's no proof. I definitely think she doesn't want a paper trail of anything that she's writing, her plans, her thoughts or anything of the sort. But I don't know. I don't know if she knows if she possesses the prowess to actually make him fall in love or manipulate him. He's an old, debaucherous person. He's not a spring chicken. So it's like he's been using and abusing women for years. I don't think he would just be faithful to her. Like, it's not going to be a situation where I just love you and want you only.
I'm just my only concern with her plan. I don't think she's considered where she is and how long she may have to be there. Even when you do happen to come like, oh my God, it's Henry. Okay, then what?
Yeah.
It's not going to be smooth sailing for you guys. Like, it's not like you have a formula and you know how you got there and exactly how to get back. You still don't know anything. So is this proposition or this prediction that you put yourself in, is this going to look good in a year? And after childbirth? Is this still, I think she's still thinking, well, it's probably going to be, another month. And, maybe before I have the baby, I should encounter Henry and we can get back to X, Y, and Z. I don't think she's thought about further down the line.
Yeah, I don't know. She said, sorry, Henry, I'm going over here. I got to do what I got to do. Even being a modern woman of her time, she chose to step several centuries back into a subservient role and gave up her cat to Wormy. Well, she was forced into it. She was hit over the head and sold into slavery real quick. But she did choose to give it up to the little leprechaun. She did choose to give it up to Lord Forehead. And that one's fully on her. And I don't know. Men's egos can be somewhat fragile. So it's really weighing on me how Henry would respond knowing that she willfully made a choice to bust that cat open for this other man. Because
Yeah.
although we're in the future, it's still old times. It's still very much traditional values.
I don't know. We shall see. We just don't know. I think by the time that they come across each other and she's maybe Lord Forehead's right hand, how is that going to look? How are you going to conduct yourself? What is he going to think? Like, what I know is like is this your man? What are you doing? Go, I've
Yeah.
been out here scouring the streets. I just don't know how understanding he's gonna be because he's since he touched down, he's been at a point of privilege and the decisions he can make and how he can move. And you have the privilege of being on a quest to find me, hoping and transferring information. Meanwhile, I'm in the dungeon, scrubbing cows and washing toilets. Like it's terrible for me. Are you going to be understanding of my circumstances, or are you going to be mad because how could you, Julia? I don't know.
Probably mad. He's a man. And it like let's not be under any delusion. It's only a matter of time before he sits down with the Fraser clan because we found out, of course, this episode that the Grants are an ally with Lord Lovat. And Lord Lovat is his real name, y'all. We're calling him Lord Farquaad and Lord Forehead because we have nicknames over here, Jacqueline. It's what we do. It's purely
Jacqueline,
in
did you not
jest.
see the forehead?
Listen, the forehead is foreheading. But y'all, that's it. That's it for episode 3 of Outlander, Blood of My Blood. Tyra, let the people know what you got going on this week and what's next. Anything? Girl, it's slow and looking real empty on the schedule, but
I know Tuesday we will continue on with season 5 of Game of Thrones. I know this week is my birthday week, so we will be having a Grease theme, as in Grease Lightning,
I said
Grease
good
Live
morning.
to celebrate my 35th. So that's going to be fun. But outside of that, and of course maybe a little Alien Earth on a Wednesday, I'm not too sure what's going to be coming down the pipeline. So we'll be back with you, after these messages.
Absolutely. Just make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you have the notification bell on. We do know we will be back to talk Outlander, Blood of My Blood, and we may just do it Sunday next week as well because we are doing Tyra's birthday live on Saturday, right? So we'll just make sure the notifications on so you don't miss a thing, and we'll try to have the links up very, very early. But you guys, thank y'all so much for being here, engaging in the chat. We appreciate you so much. Yes, all the birthday love. Put it over there, y'all. All the birthday love, all the birthday love. We love all of those things. Oh, a question before we go. Will you two consider doing a review on all the Queensmen?
Jesus. That's
We
still
went down those streets before. We did. We went.
I mean, how I haven't watched any of the recent season. If we wanted to, we are all caught up. It's just about weighing the pros and cons and whether or not all the Queen's men would perform for us. We might go over there, Jacqueline. I just don't know.
Jacqueline. Yeah, we may. We may. Ashley needs to tell me what Ashley need to do. Ashley needs to watch the Boondocks because why haven't you watched it yet, girl? I've never seen a single episode of the Boondocks in its entirety. Never. I've seen clips here and there, but just it was never on my radar, y'all. It was never there. But I don't know, be on the lookout, guys, especially in the Discord. If you're not a part of the family, a part of the collective, go ahead and be over there. If we're not on YouTube, 9 times out of 10 we're doing something in the Discord, watching something together as a
No.
family.
Oh my God, sorry. No. No, we don't. It is a chore to watch some of the TP productions and getting all caught up. I don't think we needed to binge multiple seasons of all the Queen's Men the way that we did to try to get caught up to this season, and we didn't follow through. But it's something we'll check into. We are in need to fill certain spaces, and down the line, we didn't attempt to do all the Queen's Man in this format that could, perform better. We don't know, but in all honesty, TP properties are not our favorite thing to talk
And we are all caught up. We were working with someone at the time and watching, with them, that's kind of in their wheelhouse. And we just didn't really pick it up after things shifted. But yeah, definitely anything's open. We'll probably be talking about the calendar soon. So we will keep y'all posted. I didn't hate all the Queen's Men until the most recent season. The first couple I was like, what are we doing over here? But it's
He will look good. That's all I
always,
got. That's all I
always, always, and you're gonna see some men slinging dingaling, and it's
got. Doing the Homer Simpson.
yeah, all of that. But thank y'all. We love not a Boondocks watch along. We'll see y'all. My delicate sensibilities. We're gonna see. Everyone's telling me I need to watch it. I need to watch it. So good. It's so great. So great. It's so great. So I might watch a couple episodes. We don't have no Gilded Age. We don't. I'm getting depressed. We're about to get off. Thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you guys for coming through. Don't forget the collective, the Discord. It's amazing. QR code up there. Go and be a part. I think we're 600 deep over there. Join the family. It's a fun time. Like I said, but first make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you like. Drop a comment after this video. That'll help us so much. We're trying to build with this new show because we really, really do love it. But thank y'all for being here. Have the most amazing night and a great week ahead of you.
I've heard new love is so beautiful. Time is what makes it up.